I suddenly saw someone standing in front of my buddy's bed holding a bag. And then right in front of his bed just kept marching back and forth like that.
Marching?
Then I thought it was my buddy, so I said, it's so late, aren't you going to sleep? What are you doing? He was just doing that over there. But as soon as I said that, his marching stopped, and then he just stood there like this. Then when he turned around, I was scared to death, because when he turned around, his eyes were red. I was like, oh shit, I knew he wasn't human.
Welcome back to Zero Space. Hi everyone, I'm back again. Today I have two new friends. Okay, on my right is Chelsea.
Hello everyone, I'm Chelsea Chin Hui.
On my left is QZ Taoism Zutong, as everyone already knows, right?
Yeah, we're already very familiar.
So everyone should know that tomorrow is the first day of the 7th lunar month, which is when the Ghost Gate opens. So we have a very special segment to show everyone. It's adapted from a true story. Okay, this is a story sent in by a viewer. Okay, let's take a look.
Wow, we finally arrived.
Come on, I just asked you to move a few things and you're already saying you're tired. Wow, the scenery here is really nice.
Oh, you can see it every day. Hey, come on.
Finally moved in.
Hey, give me a reward.
You smell? Go shower first.
We're both smelly, you know?
It's sticky. Ooh. Is that ours?
Ah.
Let me see. Oh no, you're bleeding. Does it hurt?
Maybe that mover delivered it to the wrong place. Oh, okay, I'll throw it away tomorrow. Okay.
Actually, it looks pretty nice. Why don't we keep it?
Okay, as long as you like it.
What time is it? Why aren't you in bed yet?
Oh, just one more match. Okay.
What was that sound?
Maybe it's the kid upstairs. Oh?
They're still making noise at this hour?
Look.
Hey, go to sleep, go to sleep. You are? Viewer, are you home? Are you in your room? Liu are.
What's wrong? Don't overthink it. Close your eyes and go to sleep, okay? Yo. What are you looking at?
What are you laughing at? I got scared.
It was actually scary.
Because our script team took us into a small room, turned off the lights, and showed us this clip.
Wow, it really had that atmosphere. Even I was over there like,
I felt a little uneasy, really.
Yeah, then I was like, aha, and scream like that. You two were really brave. You didn't scream.
let me tell you, I was really scared by your scream. Ha 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 ha.
I think the scariest part was when he suddenly grabbed that finger. That part really got me.
I've never experienced anything this fierce before.
Really?
I've never faced anything this fierce, but if I did, I'd probably be excited. Because,
Is it your first time seeing it?
yeah, it's my first time seeing it. But, today we're talking about this thing in July, whether or not we should move in during July. Actually, don't you think the moral of his video is really, just like you said, don't pick up other people's things randomly?
Yeah, I don't think so. Okay, I don't understand, but I feel like whether you move or not, whether it's July or not, if something doesn't belong to you, you just shouldn't take it. Yeah, otherwise you don't know what you might attract. Actually, moving is something that everyone should avoid during the 7th lunar month. But during the Ghost Festival, there are a whole set of customs and taboos that we should all follow. What do you think?
Actually, I think it depends on what you personally believe. For me, when you're moving, you're definitely busy with other things. It's just stressful, like when should I take leave? Or maybe you're just too excited thinking, oh, finally I have my own place. So you won't really care about this kind of thing. So it really depends on what you believe.
Okay, then Jitong, let me ask you, if someone really has no choice and has to move into the new house during that period, what should they do?
Actually, I want to tell everyone first. Actually, it's okay to move during the 7th month.
Oh,
Yes, contrary to popular belief, the 7th month is actually, if you're familiar with the I Ching in Chinese beliefs, the 7th month is actually a very auspicious month in terms of numbers. It's not a bad month. Actually, the 7th month is the best time to move to a new house, but because the number 7 in the I Ching represents a menu, something new, renewal, like a new beginning. For example, moving to a new house or getting married during this time is considered a very good day. Yes, of course, every month has so-called good and bad days, and people discuss auspicious and inauspicious days. So as long as it's in July, you see, you can check the calendar. Now there are apps, it's very easy to check. Just check for an auspicious day and you can move. My grandma moved in July, and the day after she moved in, she just,
Wow, not only was nothing wrong, it was actually good luck.
yeah, it's fine to move.
And then I'm moving, but it's already tomorrow. What should I do? There's no time to move.
Don't mention it today, it's tomorrow.
You still have 30 days.
30 days?
Choose any day. Yes, but in July, if you really do have some concerns or superstitions about this kind of thing, if you're still afraid, there are ways to deal with it. For example, we can do what's called a groundbreaking ceremony, or what people outside call moving the earth. It's like not just in July, but in any month, if you want to renovate your house or actually move in, there's a ceremony you can do.
Yes.
Anyway, I won't go into the details of that ceremony. So basically, you go inside, and during the ceremony, you pay respects to the spirits or deities in the house, telling them, "Oh, I'm officially moving in today." It's like saying, "So if I offend you in any way, please don't take it personally." And some people, when they move in, they also perform a ceremony which is called sealing the four corners. Or is it about securing the four corners? Basically, it's setting up a barrier at each corner of the house to keep things from entering.
They can't come in.
And things inside can't get out either.
Actually, I've heard about this too. So everyone, if you really need to move during the 7th month of the lunar calendar, don't be afraid.
Come to me.
That's right.
Come to you, okay, get ready.
You can reach out to him. He already said you can call me. So about the moving. About the moving. Actually, during the 7th month of the lunar calendar, a lot of people don't want to get married. Besides moving, they don't want to renovate. And some people are even afraid to start or run a business.
That's right.
Because some people feel that starting a business during the 7th month of the lunar calendar is really unlucky. They think it brings bad luck, you know? But there are also some people who think that maybe this is a chance to attract wealth. What do you think about this?
Actually, the funny thing is, many people talk about July. Don't people always say July is scary? But actually, a lot of people take this opportunity to attract wealth. For example, in coffee shops, don't they have those things, right? Have you seen them?
Yes, I understand. It's like those F&B places like chicken rice shops, right? They put out a big plate of chicken rice, maybe with a lot of rice and a lot of meat, like adding extra meat or eggs, right? They offer these to support them.
Right. So actually, at this time, they say because, like in Thailand, those Buddha amulets, there are also so-called yin amulets, right? Some people say that these yin things can attract wealth because this ghost energy itself, we call it ghost energy. It's also a kind of energy, right? So when you do good deeds, when you make offerings to them, when you try to help them, people believe that because of your actions, these ghosts, in order to thank you, will help bring you business. That's why you see many big companies, especially large companies, or those very prosperous businesses, they will all hold what is called a universal salvation ceremony in July. And at this time, just like you said, they will wow. Big fish, lots of meat, roast pig, good wine. They'll bring it all out. Maybe they'll even put those 40 numbers in front.
Yes, in Chinatown, there are a lot of those gold papers. And like you said, roast pig or other offerings, they'll put them outside the door. It's to intentionally bring in good luck.
Right. At this time, they invite Taoist priests. So during the 7th month, Taoist priests are honestly very busy. Because people from all over will invite them. They perform universal salvation rituals to offer food to wandering spirits, giving them something to eat, a place to go, and helping them reincarnate sooner. Then, the merit you accumulate from this will be converted into things like wealth, or it will help your business go more smoothly. So this is one way to accumulate merit. That's why, a lot of people do this. Actually, I don't know if you've seen Neon Company. It's like when they're outside.
Ah, right.
Every time they're outside their Takashimaya, they hold those kinds of rituals.
Yeah.
Actually, those rituals are meant to comfort these spirits of the dead. And also, from a feng shui perspective, it can attract some business. Yeah. Some businesses will take this opportunity. For example, if their place is haunted or just a bit gloomy, they'll take the chance to use these rituals to purify the energy in their place.
Because everyone should know, right? Nyan Shidi used to be,
Yeah.
it used to be a cemetery. Then I want to ask you something. If I'm not moving, not getting married, and not starting a business, just an ordinary person, I'm very ordinary, very, very ordinary. What can I do to accumulate good karma?
Accumulate good karma.
It's because you said that in July people do things like worship or make offerings to accumulate good karma. Maybe they come to help themselves, you know what I mean? What about ordinary people? Is there anything similar?
Yes, that's a good question. Actually, those coffee shops, what they organize is called the Zhongyuan Festival. So for this kind of Zhongyuan Festival, they usually need help from others because on their own they can't, right? Volunteers, or maybe they just say, "Oh, do you want to join?" It's like, you contribute some money, then buy some rice or some offerings and go together to make offerings to these wandering spirits. You can help now and all the merit will be yours.
Everyone got it? I asked for you. Yes, accumulating some merit will be really good for yourself. Okay.
Yes.
So before we start telling stories, I want to ask you, are there things we should or shouldn't do during the 7th month of the lunar calendar?
Actually, I think as long as you maintain a respectful attitude, it's okay. But if you ask me about things we shouldn't do, based on my own experience, I think you shouldn't talk carelessly. You don't have to believe, but you definitely shouldn't speak recklessly. Because I want to share one of my own stories. When I was young, I didn't believe and I didn't know what these things were. So I liked to talk carelessly and I would even walk past those kinds of pudu ceremonies. Aren't there statues of deities? Aren't there offerings on the altar? And they say you can't sit in the front row, right? The first row is reserved for the spirits. Yeah, for the spirits. Then I just kept walking. As I was walking, I was like, why do they look so ugly? Yeah, I said they all look so weird. Then there were chairs ahead. And all the seats in the back were already taken. I said, look, those people are idiots. Why don't they sit in the seats up front? I said, come on, there are clearly seats up front. Why not sit there? So dumb.
Oh my god, your mouth.
Yeah, my mouth is really out of control. Oh man.
Okay, kids just don't know any better.
Yeah, but after I said that, the next day when I woke up, I had 16 ulcers in my mouth.
Oh my god.
I developed 16 ulcers overnight.
16?
Yes, I'll never forget it.
That's a bit too much.
Suddenly so direct? Wow.
Yeah. And at that time, my grandma, she kind of had a feeling that something was going on. So she asked me if anything had happened to my mom. And my mom said, oh, nothing. Yesterday, I took him to that Dharma assembly. He likely said something inappropriate. My grandma was confused, then said it was nothing. She knows a little.
She believes in this kind of thing more.
She believes more in some folk rituals and things like that. So she helped me cleanse, helped me sweep away, helped me resolve it. And after she finished resolving it, the next day when I woke up, all my sunken areas were healed.
Wow, thank goodness.
But, okay, besides the sunken areas, did you have a fever or anything else?
Yes, I did. I also had a fever. Yes, I had a fever and then 16 indentations appeared. But what I found strange was, if you suddenly got 16 indentations in one night, that would be one thing, but the next day they were all gone.
Huh, that's not good, okay? No, it's not good.
No, it's not good at all.
This is really strange.
No, it all got better. In just one day, everything was fine. So I really believe that in July, you shouldn't say anything careless. You might not believe it. If you don't believe it at that time, just try to keep your mouth. Just keep it in your heart. So have you ever heard of anything that's really forbidden to do? And have you ever experienced something like, hey, is that really impossible for you?
I don't think I've had any experiences like that because I'm really well behaved. I'm a good kid, okay? Really, I try my best not to say this, not to say that, not to look at this, not to touch that. Because when I was little, I used to feel really scared during the 7th month of the lunar calendar.
Oh, no wonder.
Because they always say, wow, there are ghosts, things like that. It's like when I was in school, because I used to love dancing until very late. Sometimes I wouldn't get home until 11 or 12. So when I walked home, I would get really paranoid, especially during July. Then I'll walk really, really fast. But when I grew up, I realized that July isn't actually that scary. You just have to respect them, be polite, and not say or do things you shouldn't. That's all. Yeah.
But sometimes it's not that you have to do those things you shouldn't. I'm like you. I'm usually pretty well behaved and I don't say things I shouldn't. But sometimes, for example, have you ever heard? They say not just in July, but in other months too, but especially in July, if someone calls your name from behind you.
Oh, don't turn around.
You shouldn't. Yeah. If you want to turn around, you have to turn your whole body, not just your head.
Because, okay, everyone, let me tell you, in July, okay, Jitong, you told me, right? Okay, because they said you all have three perspectives. Both shoulders and also your forehead. Yeah, so for those who have bangs, maybe in July, try to separate them, open your window, open your curtain, okay? Yeah. Just put the 3 points here, okay? Don't wear your hair like this, okay? When you're walking at night, try to do it like this, okay? I used to be like this, you know? Yeah, because
Are you scared now?
my family said not to be scared at 3 o'clock. Just open it directly, don't cover it, and you'll be fine.
But I've heard, they used to say that if you turn your head, the fire will go out, right?
Yeah, that's right.
If someone pats your shoulder, will the flame go out?
Yes.
Then I heard about a method saying how to make it popular again.
Huh? Oh, what method? How do you do it?
I don't know if this is true, but I really have heard the older generation say this.
It's just that
If someone really taps your shoulder and you turn around and they snuff you out, it's like snapping their fingers right here, just like that.
right?
Snap their fingers, just use that sound to ignite the fire. Then he's good to go. You have
Tried it before.
Right. So your serial number,
associate crisis.
it's like that light,
Emergency room plays like this.
like this.
Inari lighter.
Yes.
I've heard people say that, but I don't know if it's true. You can try it.
Yeah.
But actually, I think July is a bit too much. I mean, it has turned into something really mysterious up until now. Many people call it Ghost Month or say it's scary. There are ghosts everywhere on the streets,
But
I think that during the Ghost Festival in July, you really have to always remember what its meaning is. I think in Chinese customs, it's the same in both Taoism and Buddhism. The Ghost Festival is mainly about filial piety. That means during this time, we worship our ancestors and remember those who have passed away.
family members who have passed away, friends who have passed away, and even animals who have passed away. I also worship my dog. Yes.
Also, this month is about compassion. You see, during the Zhongyuan festival, they have those kinds of things. Miailo powder,
Salt.
sugar oil.
That's right.
He packed them in box after box. Honestly, these aren't for the ghosts.
Ghosts.
When it comes to worship, we've already done it. That's enough. Actually, at this point, it's about compassion. What we really need to do is help people. So we're saying these things will eventually go to those in need. That's why. When preaching or performing rituals, we explain concepts like yin and yang, both standing, yin standing.
That is to say,
Yin and yang are both good, so now is the time to care for both people and spirits. Doing good deeds is about more than just worship. If you volunteer at an elderly home or similar place, the merit you gain will benefit you even more.
actually, during July, I also buy those really big dog houses. I don't know if you've seen those paper dog houses. I'd buy them. There's even joss paper for dogs. Did you know?
Es Odi.
Emergency room, I'd buy them and burn them myself. I'm already gone too. My dog has already said it. This kind of thing is still about pets. Only dogs would understand. Recently, I've heard about it. Now people are keeping those kinds of pets. Can you explain what you mean by blessing? You can? Okay.
Yeah, I do blessings for pets. Actually, we believe that like dogs, cats. Animals like pets also have souls.
We all love them, right?
So actually nowadays, during the 7th month, a lot of people also want to do this. The so-called pet blessing means doing it for pets. Chiyu means for living pets, and Kifu is also available, which is for the deceased, those cats and dogs that have already passed away. Transcendence rituals are also included, so actually during July, I always perform these kinds of rituals. Actually, I think it's really quite impressive, because at first I really wasn't sure, about these cats, dogs, or other kinds of pets.
Like, really?
Would our rituals actually help them? After my first ritual, I truly believed they worked.
Why, what happened? Because
The first time I did it, and then afterwards. During the ritual, I just kept chanting scriptures as usual. Then suddenly I was in the back and I heard someone crying. Their family members were all there. After I finished the ritual and got home, his collaborator, the one from the collaboration, that director he messaged me and told me, "Thank you." I asked, "For what?" He said, "A lot of things happened today." I asked, "What things?" He said, "A lot." The families of these pets said yes, they saw it, they even hit them.
아유,
Just
saw it.
아이고야.
then someone heard their footsteps or their voices, and then
Someone smelled.
their scent. So when I was performing the ritual, there were a few people crying in the back. It's because they had these kinds of experiences. So sometimes I feel like we also need to help. These animals,
Move.
creatures, are also among all living beings. Starting in July, I will do more
This
for these pets. Is it a ritual for sending off their souls, or is it just bullying? Because honestly, not many people do this outside, but now there really is a need for it. That is to say, it's not just for these animals, it's also for these...
owners.
we talk about poor parents, you know?
Yes.
Parent.
So
So, have you already made arrangements for July this time?
I've already made arrangements. I have a lot of events.
I think there will definitely be a lot of animals, right?
Yes, you guys can come. You should
Help my dog perform a ritual for it. You want to?
help me. His name, you...
Come to our house.
My dog is my baby.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think what you did is really meaningful.
It's just...
You will make these families or parents feel very comforted because
Actually, when you do this, like Chiwe, a lot of people usually say, we usually talk about human ghosts, right? Actually, we often call many of them poor parents.
they're pets.
Pet owners often worry about where their pets go after they pass away and where they are now, right?
Are they really doing well? Because actually, after my dog passed away, I have done things for him every year.
7.
During July and Qingming Festival, I write his name and always include their names when paying respects. But someone told me that you can't keep including their names for too many years because it might prevent them from being reincarnated. No,
This kind of saying, actually,
so you'll never be able to do it.
if you look at it from a human perspective, from the perspective of Taoism, people can stay up to 3 years before reincarnating.
Actually,
Sometimes we perform deliverance and blessing rituals just in case,
in order to
avoid surprises. If he's truly wise and can't move on, he'll overcome it. These 3 years, you helped him. It's like you gave him a push.
support.
That's how it goes, speaking in terms of animals, because their emotions and desires aren't as many as humans. Actually, to be honest, in many different perspectives, when it comes to animals, many things tend to follow the same pattern. In no time at all, he was gone,
Yes,
unless he really is.
something happened.
He's really obsessed with something happening. Wait, here, have you ever seen those movies where
I can watch those kinds, but I will definitely cry, so I can't watch them. Yeah.
they
So, after listening to everything, we all know what we should and shouldn't do. You also need to listen carefully and remember. Now it's time for us to tell a story, so I'll share a story that was sent in by a listener. What are you?
Actually, it's something I experienced myself.
What about you?
I also personally experienced it myself.
I experienced it myself, so it's only you.
Oh my god, so today I'm going to share a viewer's story. His name is Brian. He told us this story, which was actually told to him by his company sergeant major when he was in the army. At that time, he discovered something. There was one time during the 7th month of the lunar calendar. Why were there offerings placed under the field, right across from where they were doing injections? At that time, she was very puzzled. She asked her customer success manager about it, but her customer success manager didn't say much. Still, she didn't think too much about it because something happened later, and after that, her customer success manager told her the whole reason behind the story. So, this story is about that time, Brian. When they were in the military, one day, their whole team had to go somewhere. They had to go out for field training, not just regular training exercises, but actual outfield exercises. All of our guys should know about this. When you go outfield, what are you supposed to do? You dig holes?
And
One of the things is digging holes. At that time, when they were assigned to dig holes, they thought it was okay. Just like any other training, nothing special. But they also had a machine, which was a bulldozer.
bulldozer.
It was just to help. That push, that soil was pushed into the pit by that kind of machine. At that time, they just kept digging and digging. By late at night, they were all exhausted. completely worn out, and they just slept in the pit.
Okay.
He didn't tell me the story he sent in that the pit was that deep.
Yeah.
At that time, when they were sleeping inside, they got caught by Sergeant, because you're not supposed to sleep in there. But the reason they were punished wasn't just because they were sleeping, it was because they were sleeping in the pit. If you sleep outside, maybe your sergeant won't notice. It's fine, you're tired, I won't bother you. But their rule is that you can't sleep in the trench. Why is that? So Brian was really puzzled. Why can't you sleep in the trench? Is it big? No, they
真的很严格对于这个规定。之后 Brian 就去问他的 CSM。
His customer success manager told him this story. A few years ago, there was a group of soldiers like him who also had to dig trenches during field training. Okay, at that time, they also slept in the trenches, but there wasn't such a rule back then. They couldn't sleep or rest in the trenches. So they all rested inside. Until the next day, the next morning, after they woke up, they had to count, right? Do a head count, see if anyone was missing. So they counted, and after counting, everyone was there. Okay, the number was correct. Then they used the bulldozer to push the dirt back into the pit just to level it, to flatten it out. After that, they went back to the barracks. When they returned to the barracks, they had to do a head count to see how many people there were before they could dismiss. So they counted again and again. Why is there one person missing? Afterward, they had the physical exam.
Only then.
After they found out who was missing, they immediately sent the search and rescue team to the scene. So, when they arrived at the scene, they saw a very stiff hand. It was sticking out from the soil, so his whole body was inside the dirt. Sorry, no face, no face. So they panicked and quickly started digging, and pulled him out. When they dug him out, they found that he was already not breathing,
Cold.
He was already cold and no longer breathing. Its name tag had its name written on it. We called it XYZOK. A few months later, in that same barracks, there was a duty officer. During his break, he smoked a cigarette. After finishing his cigarette, when he was going upstairs to return to his office on the second floor, he noticed something. There was a lot of wet mud, dirt, and footprints on the floor.
My hair was standing on end.
As I was talking, my hair kept standing on end. Yeah. So he thought it was really strange when he saw it, because at that time, all the soldiers were supposed to be sleeping.
No.
Maybe someone would go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, and then there would be wet, muddy footprints on the floor. So he followed those footprints all the way to the bathroom on the 4th floor. In front of the last shower stall, he saw a soldier putting on something called a long four.
It's ever long for.
The long four military uniform. His whole body was covered in mud, and he was taking a shower. The duty officer asked, "Soldier, why are you out so late? Shouldn't you be sleeping? What are you doing?" He didn't move at all and didn't respond. Duty officer asked again, "Hey, what's your rank and name? I need to report you to your officer in charge tomorrow." Again, he stayed silent until duty officer said, "Turn around, I want to see your name tag." When he slowly turned around, his face was pale and there was still mud on his face. Yeah, so that duty officer asked him, "Hey, what happened to you? Are you not feeling well? Did you just go to bed after taking a shower?" So, the next morning, this duty officer went back to the soldiers' department, his platoon.
His turns on his team.
He told his team and the customer success manager, "Yesterday I mentioned XYZ. He was showering at night covered in mud. I have no idea why. I'm telling you because he said he'd report to his officer." Then that customer success manager asked him, "Huh? Wait a minute, sir. Can you say that name again?" The officer said XYZ. That customer success manager said, "Hey officer, are you kidding? Are you sure that's the name?" That duty officer said, "I'm sure. I even saw his face. I know what he looks like." So he described his appearance. That customer success manager whispered to the officer, "Sir, this is the person who passed away a few months ago during field training. He's the soldier who was buried in the pit."
That's so tragic.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe?
Then, when that duty officer heard it, he was stunned. Like, huh? But I clearly saw him. So that's why Brian knows. Every year during the 7th month of the lunar calendar, they set up offerings and burn them and put food offerings there, all because of this incident.
It's for what?
Yeah, and then Brian was also working as an assistant instructor on the 4th floor of the same building. Although he didn't see anything unusual, okay? He didn't encounter, see, or feel anything. But every time he went into that restroom, he would feel like there was a heavy, eerie presence. Yeah. Scary, right? As I'm telling this, my hair is already standing on end.
Wait, can I ask something first?
Mm.
Is Brian the real name of the person who submitted the story?
What?
Is Brian the real name of the person who submitted the story? I mean, is it the real name of the person who sent in this story? Is that his real name?
His real name?
Yes.
Because when you were telling this story, I suddenly remembered.
Does it sound familiar?
You know this story too, or do you know them? Brian seems to.
Or do you know Bulayan?
I lived on the 4th floor when I was in the army. Wait, and then
This same story?
my assistant sub, his name is Brian.
Could it be?
No, because I was yeah, and also that bathroom. It's the bathroom right next to our office. And really, that's the only story. I think I've heard that before.
Oh my god, what a coincidence. It happened in the same place as you.
Because actually, when they were asking me just now, when you were asking if I had any stories from the barracks, I remembered that I did have an encounter in the army, just not during July. And thinking back on this story now, at the time when it happened, no one told me why this thing happened. But now that I think about it, I understand now. Let me share my story. This actually has nothing to do with July.
I want to tell the audience, before I share my story, I haven't told them about it yet, okay?
Yes, we really don't know about this. We have no idea.
We really have no idea.
So they are truly, their reactions are all real, okay?
This is the first time I've heard that.
Yeah. Okay, awesome.
So when I was in the military, at that time, I lived just inside the main gate, and next to it there were 2 bunk beds, and I slept
Okay,
on the left, and my buddy slept on the right.
okay.
And then at that time at night, I think it was already past 1 in the morning, because there were a lot of mosquitoes in the barracks. I got up and started spraying mosquito repellent. I wasn't wearing my glasses, and while I was spraying, I suddenly saw in front of my buddy's bed, someone standing there, then holding it in long form.
Yeah.
In long form.
Are you holding the bag?
Holding the bag, then right in front of his bed, just kept marching there like this.
Marching?
Wait, does he have it?
Does he have that soil?
I can't see his face. The problem is I can't see his face. I can only see what he's wearing because I'm not wearing my glasses. Thinking it was my buddy, I said, hey, it's late. Aren't you going to sleep? What are you doing? He was over there doing that, but as soon as I said that, his marching stopped. And then he just turned like this. And when he turned around, I was scared to death. Because when he turned around, his face, his eyes were red.
Oh my god, hey, red is bad, right? Kind of evil.
And then his face was completely black, like it was covered in dirt. Yeah.
This looks exactly the same.
Look, all my hair.
Oh my god, everyone.
Yeah, and then he turned around and I was like, oh shit, I knew he wasn't human. Then I immediately crawled back to my bed quietly, pulled my blanket over me, and when I covered myself, I could still see through it, since the blanket was see-through. So I could still see. So I saw him walk from my buddy's bed over to my side. Then he was suddenly beside my bed,
Oh.
just watching me.
Staring?
He stared at me and leaned in close, so I just stayed like this. And then I didn't dare to sleep the whole night.
So did you feel like he was really close to you, or what?
Because I did. I opened my eyes and he was staring right at me.
Looking at his face?
So I just looked at his 2 red eyes staring at me like that. And then after that, I couldn't sleep the whole night. I began calling out, naming every god I could remember. I couldn't sleep all night, and when I got up, I was totally exhausted. So I went to ask my buddy. I said, what did you do? Why does it seem like something is following you? He just said, he suddenly went like this. He said, why are you saying that? I said, no, don't be scared. Yesterday I saw this. They believe I can see things. And then he said that last night while he was sleeping, he kept feeling like someone was pulling his leg.
He said, huh?
Yeah.
Himself?
Yeah, he said it himself. He said he felt like someone was pulling him like this, but halfway through, it stopped.
Oh,
Then there was no more pulling.
oh my.
Then I said I ran into this situation, so I went to ask my Sarge. This Sarge named Brian. Then I said, we ran into this thing. He said, oh, it's nothing, don't care, just ignore it. He said, you just don't worry about it. He said, you can just keep sleeping like this. He said, don't worry about it. Then he didn't say anything else. I thought it was strange and suggested maybe it was like encountering a mountain spirit or wild creature. When you shared this story, the more I think about it, the stranger it feels, especially since I also live on the 4th floor.
What a coincidence, right?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Hey, Brian, are you listening?
Do you know him?
Do you know me?
Brian, you watched Hellbank, right? So you should also know that this is yours.
Maybe mine. Are you my Sarge?
Yes.
You said you
When did you serve in the army, and for how many years?
2018.
Oh my God, wow, what a coincidence. Actually, not a coincidence, really. It really is. He personally experienced this himself. Oh my God.
It's really such a coincidence.
Yeah.
I think so.
But in July, didn't you see them putting out offerings?
They really did put out offerings.
Yes, they did.
Yeah, they really did put out offerings. They actually prayed. And actually, there was even someone at our camp who got possessed before.
Huh?
It seemed they suddenly got possessed in the middle of a worship or ritual. Was it during the 7th month? Yeah. And after that, there were a lot of those sirs. They went after this auntie, a lady in her 60s. All these officers can run 7 minutes. They all run 7 minutes, but they couldn't catch up with this auntie.
Sorry, I don't get why it's funny. I shouldn't laugh.
Yeah, that's right. They couldn't catch up with this auntie. So there's this story.
Oh,
Yeah, can you tell me which one? Okay, it's alright. He didn't know. You can tell me privately which camp it is, okay? Okay, we've confirmed it. It's the same camp.
oh no.
But okay, it's not that we don't want to tell the audience. We just don't want to scare everyone, okay?
It's also out of respect.
If your own camp has experienced this, then you'll know which one it is.
If not, then don't overthink it. Okay, I don't want to scare you. Oh my gosh. Okay, so what do you think? Why is she still here? Because look, it's already been quite a few years.
Oh my god. Okay, what do you think? Why is he still here? Because you see, it's already been quite a few years.
I think maybe it's a misunderstanding.
Because maybe he was just caught by that bulldozer. When they pushed the dirt in, his other comrades, didn't notice that he wasn't there.
And I think maybe it's also, wow, my hair is standing on end. It's scary, right? What is it? I think maybe it's also because he might not even know that he's gone.
How many?
People. So that's the strange part. When they counted, there was one extra person. Who was that? I stood up right away. It was scary.
Okay, I don't get it. Brian didn't explain it clearly to us. There might be two possibilities. One is that before they used the bulldozer to push the dirt into the pit, he was still there. He wasn't in the pit. Okay, maybe when he was pushing, he accidentally fell into the pit.
Okay.
Another theory is that when they were sleeping, there was an extra person. Who was that person?
Yes.
Yes.
It's really scary. So
Now that we've heard the audience's stories, Chelsea will share her own personal experience. Yes.
This is actually something I personally experienced. Actually, this happened many years ago. It was around 2018 back then. I was still in secondary school studying, and it happened to be during Singapore Youth Festival. During the performance, it was like dancing, right? It was a celebration during the performance. So that day, I had just finished performing. So should I just go straight home to rest? You know, when you perform, you always put on makeup and make yourself look prettier, right?
Do you do that? I used to do it too. SY.
I've done it before.
I used to
Go to
the stage.
when it's time to go on stage, you must go on stage. And then it's applied very thickly, that kind, and then again. So I thought when I get home, it's just the right time to take pictures.
Ik knew it, girl.
It's always like this. You need a little bit, right? So that day was very normal. I just went home. Okay, got home. Just sitting in front of the mirror as usual, taking pictures, right? Taking selfies. It's totally normal. So actually, I was pretty relaxed. Just playing with my phone, watching Instagram stories, just normal and relaxed.
But
I just suddenly had that feeling. 为什么好像有人 evil, if I walk the path of warding off evil myself, if I walk the path of warding off evil, it's my own way.
between ward off,
Ward off evil.
只是自己一个人 Don't wave, then wave too much, don't be too big anymore.
show your potential.
I also didn't have any experience with this kind of spiritual power before. I just thought there are too many possibilities. Dad came back and saw my door. My room door was open, not wide open, just a little bit.
Yeah, like rheumatism.
Yeah, it's like it was blown open by the wind. But I was thinking, it's a little strange. First, like I said, I was the only one at home.
But
Second, I clearly remember that day when I got home, I closed the wooden door right away. We usually don't open the windows at home, so there's no way the wind could have blown it open. But I was still thinking, okay, maybe I was just tired after the performance and didn't pay attention. But okay, I just closed it just to make sure. Okay, pushed it down. 卡扣了，已经听到声音，咚。 Okay, I just went back in front of the mirror. Okay, I just wanted to keep taking pictures and look at my phone. But after a few minutes, suddenly I just had this uncomfortable feeling, like something was telling me in my mind, you have to turn your head right now and look at it. Behind me, it felt like there was something there, that kind of feeling, just a sense of insecurity.
Does that feeling seem right?
I was really a little scared. I remember it so clearly.
So,
It's just uncomfortable. But I just thought, like before, it's fine. How could anything happen? It's daytime, so why would I be scared? So I thought, okay, I'll look up at the mirror's reflection one more time to see if there's anything strange in my room or if something's wrong with the door. I looked up again, and the door was open a bit wider, or maybe it was exactly the same, like it was just blown by the wind. It really just looked like that, just the scenery from the wind.
a gust of wind, just wind.
Yeah, just like that, the air. Then I was like, 1, 2, can't move anymore. I wanna. Where? Maybe I just turned it off a few minutes ago. I just kept watching, and then I realized it seems like my living room was dark over there. It seemed like there was something.
I
Kept looking,
realized it when I saw the reflection in the mirror.
kept looking, and then I saw it. It was a pair of eyes, and these eyes, well, my family members aren't actually that tall, but these eyes were high up at eye level. A pair that was already very close, almost up to the ceiling, but it's just impossible. But I was so scared that I couldn't move at all. Then I suddenly reacted and turned my head. But the eyes were gone. But clearly I just saw it, right? He just wouldn't believe it could happen. And not only were the eyes gone, I also heard a sound. You know, my floor is wooden. But when someone walks, you can hear that creaking sound, right? You guys have that too? Old houses are definitely like this. I heard someone creaking like they were walking to another place. Then I was thinking, okay, maybe I shouldn't overthink it. Maybe it was my dad coming back and I just didn't notice. I was already scared and didn't want to risk it, so I ran to the door and slammed it shut without caring. If it was my dad, I'll find out later. For now, I don't want to get involved. I closed it and felt fine, but I was too scared to approach the mirror again. Instead, I went straight to bed, staring, watching us, just to make sure, don't go in, don't open it again. So it's already... It was really scary, but just a few minutes later, my dad happened to come home. I heard him, he had already, like, my front door, he unlocked the door And you could hear the lock, right? So I knew. That means for sure what I just saw was definitely not my dad.
So,
I wondered, my dad, who could that be? No one was home, so it couldn't be anyone else. Then I thought, maybe it's a ghost, since that's never happened to me before.
and
Then my dad came back, right? So he was supposed to go straight into my room, or at least I thought so. He wanted to talk to me, but the first thing he said was, "Hey, why is your doorknob wet? It's kind of sticky."
then,
I was just thinking, huh, wet? Wet and sticky? Why? How could it suddenly get sticky? I was just holding it and it didn't feel like that at all. That's when I realized just a few minutes ago, I saw that
my eyes.
the thing, my eyes. I don't know if it's a ghost or something else, some kind of thing. I just know for sure it's definitely not human.
And then,
Actually, even now, I still feel a little bit, just like you, a little bit. The conflict is because I don't know why. I just remember it very clearly. I can still see it clearly. It's still in my mind. I can still see those eyes just staring at me, looking at me.
it sounds a lot like the feeling of a water ghost, yes.
Okay, I just want to confirm you were in your room, right? Yes.
Yes,
So your door suddenly opened. It opened when you weren't doing homework.
Twice,
Yes.
right?
So
It's when you see your reflection in the mirror.
there's a
Pair of eyes there. Do you remember what color those eyes were? Actually,
Those eyes were pretty ordinary, so I originally thought it was my dad. Because they were just like ours, you know, white and black, not like your scary red ones.
seriously.
When you look at it at first glance, you can tell, okay, that's a person standing there. But when you look at it, like I told you, it's just too tall. Really, it's way too tall.
Sometimes that happens at home. Just a mischievous ghost, you know.
Actually,
Speaking of that, let me share another story, okay? This one really happened in July.
At home,
At home July event,
right?
my own
One.
story. And
You're home. My.
home,
Very similar.
his story, but I think I really saw it.
Okay, it's just.
Actually, this is a very short story. Anyway, back in July, when I was learning JC at the beginner level, I went on an adventure with my friends, just exploring. We came back. After that, it was around 2 or 3 in the morning. They said they wanted to play on the computer, so I joined them and we played together. It was almost 3:30 or 4 o'clock. Because my computer faces away from the door, when I sit here, my back is toward the door. No one could see me and I couldn't see them, so I played anyway. While playing, I suddenly heard footsteps entering my room from behind. Step, step, step. I sensed someone behind me, then heard my mom's voice. She told me to poke. She said, "Poke, don't sleep yet." That's what she said.
And then
So I was playing, and halfway through, I was like, "Huh, what's going on?" I said I was playing, and when I turned my head and was about to go in, there was no one behind me, just me alone. I was scared to death.
I didn't hear that inside.
Person?
That is,
What? And then when I turned around, I started to hear the sound of children. I heard giggling sounds nearby, laughing, a creepy kind of laughter. Then I laughed because all my hair stood on end, and then
I.
heard this sound. When I looked at my door, I saw my door. Wasn't it like this? I saw next to the door. Suddenly, there was a little kid over there giggling, passing by like this. I was so scared I called out at 3 a.m. I just shouted. And also, there are definitely no kids at home, right? No kids. So I just shouted. Then my mom and dad both got scared. My dad asked, "Well, what's going on?" And I started crying.
Okay.
this was when you were very little, right?
This when I started 7th grade, right when I entered school. So in July, you know, we're talking about things that happened in July.
It's true.
July. Although there aren't many thorns, but don't mess around by going to these places.
Strange.
Weird places to look for people who
Called you, but he didn't.
his.
I think it might be your home. Maybe it wasn't there before.
It really is possible, maybe.
It was either before or Singapore Youth Festival. Every time we go to that kind of theater, it's really dark. Usually no one goes there, okay? It's very dark. Maybe you brought it back from somewhere. I don't know either.
I probably didn't bring it back because I just said so. My family has had it for a long time. I believe it was me. Bought it back then, but you...
Have been living there for how long?
No, it's just that I live here. My dad has lived here since he was a child, so it's been more than...
4, 5.
more than 10 years, really. And my grandpa and grandma, actually, just before my accident, one of them had already passed away. They also lived in that same house. If Block wasn't at home, then
On the same floor?
there wasn't. Me, Grandma, we were on the same floor. I suddenly fainted right outside the door.
Heart attack.
But
My grandpa was climbing the stairs when it suddenly happened, exactly the same way. He slipped again, hit his head, and died instantly. And both of them were doctors, so they usually paid attention to their health. They could care for themselves, but it happened so fast. Both suddenly fainted.
in the same apartment building? Yes.
I heard it, I did. From a professional point of view, if you share this story with me like this, I think you should look into it. Because you just mentioned that the doorknob was like that.
Yeah, that's right.
And then you.
Two,
Both of them are here.
I slipped both times.
Actually,
I think maybe we need to go for this. You.
Do you still feel this way now?
I don't feel that way anymore, and I didn't see anything, so it's fine. But then how do you eat? Like sometimes at home now. Not recently, but
This is just...
it seems like it's because when I was in middle school, I don't know why, but every time I was in middle school, things like this, these supernatural things would happen. I don't know why either. But it actually happened quite often, really quite often. Maybe I would hear about it once a month. So it was during that time, around those dates. It was my wardrobe.
Yes.
This kind, it's not wood, but it's not iron either. It's a half and half wardrobe of mine. When you choose it, its natural traits can't change. That's just how it is. For example, if I knock on this chair, can you tell what it's made of? Wood.
It's wood, right?
Yes, yes, yes. Okay.
Exactly.
In my house, only that one thing can make that kind of sound. But it usually happens at night. There was one time it happened during the day, but normally it's at night. I would suddenly be woken up because I heard that knocking sound.
Bang, bang, bang.
It's also impossible. It's not just the kind of sound you hear when someone accidentally drops something upstairs. The sound,
It's...
really, I could tell. It was a bang right in my room. This,
Isn't it just like the video we watched earlier?
yes, yes, that's exactly it. And in that video just now, something dropped like that. The sound of marble, it seems like our old house, our old home would usually have this kind of sound. My home, when I was there,
I was already asleep.
you come and be.
Do you feel like that's gone now? It hasn't been there for years. I also want to ask if your family has ever experienced this kind of thing. Have they seen it or heard about it?
Actually, my family doesn't like to discuss this kind of thing because they think that if they talk about it,
Then there will be...
more experiences like that. So each time actually, I was going to just tell my dad, like just now, this and that. But as soon as I said a few words, he said, "Don't say it, don't talk nonsense." Actually,
This is just like how the older generation usually is. They've had these kinds of experiences themselves, but they're afraid others will see it.
He doesn't want you to say it. He doesn't want you to hear it.
Maybe it's...
Your dad doesn't want you to listen, doesn't want to hear your stories, actually.
it must be you all.
Didn't you talk about it outside?
He is just,
No.
he might just not like to talk about this kind of thing.
Yes.
Your sergeant refuses to explain things, and you don't even know if it's a different sergeant. He still won't clarify, so maybe people are just scared, right?
Yeah, that's right.
I think
It's possible. If nothing has happened in the past few years, I think it's fine. But if it still keeps happening, you should probably do some rituals or something.
Chi-Jong, come here.
You, okay.
You can't...
Go take a look.
Yeah.
Okay, after we've told these stories, I know our hair is still a little messy, but let's relax a bit. Actually, we've been looking at some common houses online.
The most common ones are things you can't do in July, right?
It's like when people say, "Don't do that." That's what I mean. I've really heard this many times because I actually dye my hair a lot myself. But my dad has told me not to dye it red in July. Have you heard of that? Hair
Don't dye your hair red.
just red.
This color is just too flashy.
Actually, I've never heard of this saying before. I think I'm still quite surprised to hear it today. It's just, why can't it be red?
The color. I haven't heard about this either. Yeah.
Maybe because you dyed your hair red and looked like a ghost. The ghost thought you were one too. That's why it greeted you and was easier to meet.
But red?
Isn't a bad thing, right?
Red also repels evil.
Right, isn't that so? But haven't you heard? They also say you shouldn't wear red clothes in July. I hear things like this every day.
No, I haven't heard that. Usually, what I hear is that in July you shouldn't wear black clothes.
Really?
They say that because black seems harsh.
You have the most black clothes now.
Wearing black?
I mostly have black clothes, right? Yes.
Yeah, me too. Look, I'm wearing like this too. Hey,
Yeah, I don't care. I always wear black clothes. Black is my color, right?
no, I think so.
It's nothing.
It's fine, it's nothing.
Yeah, okay, you want to...
What kind of hair color do you want tonight? Just dye whatever hair color you want.
I've heard something before, like at night. You shouldn't leave your clothes hanging outside. Oh,
This one, I know about this because it's quite common.
a brother would lend you his clothes. That's... I have...
I've heard of, okay, so I have heard of it. People say that if you hang your clothes outside, those good brothers will borrow your clothes because they don't have any, so they'll wear them.
People...
I just thought they had it since they weren't holding the bamboo pole.
And then...
Was his clothes hanging? Yes, someone saw it, like the ghost was wearing his clothes. His clothes were hanging up there. Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. I've heard stories like that, but actually, the real reason is... The reason for this kind of taboo is because when we make a contract, we summon spirits.
We...
As Taoist priests, now we summon spirits, and when we do, we use a ritual flag. Do you know what a flag is? That kind of flag.
Come.
Summoning spirits, and traditionally speaking. Actually, in the past, they used the deceased's clothes for summoning spirits.
So it's like...
They tied clothes to a bamboo pole to summon the spirit. If your clothes fall up there during the 7th month, it's believed you might summon spirits and bring ghosts home.
Ah.
Learn.
We're here, everyone.
Yeah.
So, next time, hang your laundry out during the day and bring it in at night.
Yes.
对。
And also,
One more thing. The elevator, right? Just now.
he...
He told me every day when you come home and then...
Yes, that's right, just now. I was also explaining some things about my family to them. Actually, the elevator downstairs in my building, every time I go to the elevator, the door actually opens automatically. I've heard about it, things like the door opening by itself. You should just say, sorry, apologize a bit. Have you heard?
About it, just...
With,
I apologize to him, yes.
thank you, sorry. That kind of...
No, I think if it was a ghost who opened it for you, you shouldn't say sorry. You should say thank you.
Yeah.
Actually, I think this kind of thing is probably just a sensor. Don't overthink it. If you didn't see anything and you don't feel anything strange, just treat it as a sensor.
Look, someone is here.
I'll open the door for you. Isn't that better?
Technology is advanced now, right? Don't overthink it. Maybe those HTB elevators have sensors.
I don't.
Understand, maybe it's like that where you are. Maybe I just really just hope so, yes.
Don't overthink it.
Also, as we just mentioned to you, it's about the evening in July. If someone taps your shoulder, don't turn around or respond, as it could drain your positive energy, right? If you have to turn around, turn your whole body.
Body, yeah.
Just snap your fingers like this, yes. So also remember, if you have bangs, guys or girls, okay, don't cover your bangs, don't cover your bangs, don't cover them. And also your shoulders. 1, 2, 3, these 3 points are very important, and there's one more. I just saw it earlier and I was like, huh, is there really such a thing? Like your agriculture, enterprise, I mean, when I say it, I just find it really funny. When talking about agriculture and enterprise, don't say huh or what. Why huh?
Okay, I think I've heard something like this before, and the reason they give is that when you yawn, you swallow a ghost. That's why.
That's the explanation, and
then you'll be possessed by it. I think I've really heard this before, but I think it's just a joke.
yeah, I don't think so.
It's real. I think it's so strange.
That's ridiculous. How could something like that happen, right?
If that's the case, he could possess you. And when you breathe, wouldn't you be breathing him in? Yeah.
Besides,
Your nose?
Your nose goes in. Besides,
every day I'm just so tired. I always get paid for going to work, right?
Right, isn't that right?
Every time I go in again and again.
Don't be so scared. Scaring others can be dangerous, and many things like that exist.
So by now, everyone should know what we should and shouldn't do. Okay, in agriculture and business, the most important thing is that you need to show respect and honor. They just need to follow our customs and taboos, that's all, okay?
That's the root. She said it's true. During this period, you just need to have a respectful attitude and then keep a calm mind. Just don't say anything inappropriate. That's right.
Also, I want to mention that actually, when you're at the company, there's no need to burn so much. Just an appropriate amount of incense is enough. The ghosts meant for you will come regardless, so burning extra incense is pointless. Just burn a reasonable amount. As long as we do our part and show our sincerity, that's enough.
Yes.
Like this.
Anything else? I want to tell everyone that our ENG is 2 years old now. Happy birthday to us. So, in this agricultural business, we will have many, not many. But there is one very special, very unique thing. I'm also looking forward to the show because I'm very excited. So, if you want to see more exciting content, join our membership. It's only $3. It's very cheap for a month. Just think of it as treating us to a plate of chicken rice. Okay, now remember to like, save, and turn on the notification bell.